Stan Gibilisco here. I would just like once again to offer my gratitude to my higher power, the Lord my God, for what I have and how lucky I am in these troubled times to have it. A lot of times we forget these things. We forget what's good in our life. No matter how bad things may seem, there's always someone who has it worse. And there are a lot of people in this world who have it worse than I do. And I have to remind myself of that. I think it's a good idea for everyone to do that. A week ago, Thursday, that would be 9 days ago, I guess, I went into the Lead Deadwood Regional Hospital emergency room at about 12 o'clock noon with a terrible bellyache. And I was thinking, there's got to be something radically wrong here. And they did some blood tests. The doctor came back and said, there's a certain enzyme that is way out of whack, way high. So we're going to do a CT scan on you. They did that scan, and all of this took most of the day, all of these processes that I'm describing. And I'm not asking for pity. Rather, I'm asking you to realize how lucky you are and how much better off you are than some other people, lots of other people, no matter how bad things may seem. The CT scan results came back and they said there was something wrong with my pancreas and that it was a life-threatening situation and they were going to send me down to Rapid City Regional Hospital, which is a place I absolutely dread. I absolutely hate it. And I said, is there any choice? Is there any possible option? And she said, no, there really isn't. You may have a life-threatening condition. So they took me by ambulance 40 or 50 miles down to Rapid City Regional Hospital and admitted me. And they kept me overnight. And on Friday morning, that'd be 8 days ago, I believe today is the 27th of January 2018. The doctor came back. They did an MRI, the first time I've ever had that done. That's really a very interesting experience. I wouldn't recommend it because it's also expensive, but they did this test. And all this time that I was in the hospital, I had essentially nothing to eat or drink. So, I had such a bellyache, I didn't want to eat or drink or anything anyhow. So, the results from the MRI came back and the doctor said, there's nothing wrong with you. We've determined that you're okay. That whatever it was that the other doctors found was evidently a false alarm, and you are free to go home. So that Friday, I took a taxi cab all the way back up to my house. It cost $130 just for the taxi. But I was so grateful and so hungry, yet I dared not eat. But I was grateful and got down on my knees and prayed my thanks that I was okay that time. Bad things happen to everyone sooner or later on the medical front. None of us live forever. I only hope that my higher power, which I choose to call God, and it can be any God you want. It can be Allah, it may just be you may not believe in God at all, but I was thankful nevertheless And I think everyone needs to remember from time to time, especially every American, how lucky we are to live in the country that we do. Why do you suppose so many people want to come here? We have so many people coming here illegally, tunneling and sneaking their way onto cargo vessels and doing everything that they can, sneaking their way onto boats to get into America. Why do you suppose that is? You don't suppose it's because America is a terrible place, do you? I think it's because America may yet still be, maybe not the best, it's arguable, but an excellent place to live, a wonderful place to live. And that I was very lucky to have any medical care at all. I could have just lain there and I could have had some terrible condition and could have died in my own house, which, by the way, I'm also immensely grateful to own. Still, even after all these hard times, I still have a place of my own. Fewer and fewer people can say that as our times seem to be getting more difficult for the weak, the sick, and the poor. As for the rich, they have their rightful due. They have their reward in full. And in the end, we all end up in the same place. What matters is what we do on the way to that place. Never forget, if you are an American especially, how lucky you are to live in a country like this, because there are plenty of others which are much, much worse. Stan Jabalisco is signing off. Until next time, so long.